Today's show is supported in part by Liberty Magic. They're presenting Nicole Cardoza in Revival, and you can catch this performance through November 30th. And you can expect a lot more than a few tricks because this is a narrative-driven magic show. Nicole reflects on the magic of her ancestry to remind us that there's magic in all of us. She is bringing joy, imagination, and whimsy to the stage, all while blending storytelling with her illusions. This brand new tour is coming to Liberty Magic, Pittsburgh's premier speakeasy theater dedicated to the art of elevating magic. And if you're feeling extra adventurous, be sure to book a Skeleton VIP ticket. This gets you front row seats plus an exclusive meet and greet after the show. Get your tickets at trustarts.org/magic before they disappear. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, it is that time where I am constantly at the library, making sure I hit my book goal before the end of the year. But there are so many other reasons to visit your local branch. You can check out cake pans and waffle makers, power tools for home improvement, plus even things like synthesizers and ukuleles. We're bringing back executive producer Mallory Falk and newsletter editor Francesca DeBecco's deep dive into everything the library has to offer besides its books. It's Monday, November 17th. I'm Sophia Lowe, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about.
So, Francesca, I gave us a little assignment. We each had to find the 3 coolest things you can get with a library card.
Yeah, and narrowing this down was kind of hard. Before I started researching, I had no idea you could get so much stuff with a library card. It's so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I knew you could get books. I knew you could get music. Like, I'm going to date myself a little bit here, but back in high school, I'd sometimes check out CDs from the library. But it turns out there is a lot more you can get.
Yeah, I really hope we can convince some more folks to support their local libraries by, sharing these hacks.
Yeah. And before we get into the hacks, I just want to say, we are super lucky here in Allegheny County because we are rich in libraries.
That's true.
But they're all part of this one consortium and they share a catalog. And so that means we've got access to so many different treasures from all across the county.
Yeah. And you can have all of that with some super cool local art in your pocket, too. There are library cards with designs by local artists. One has a phrase, "Free to the people" on it, which is carved in stone above the entrance at the main Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. So I think that's kind of cool.
All right, let's dive in. Francesca, what was the most surprising thing you learned that you can check out with a library card?
So this is such a great concept, but I was surprised to learn that you can borrow home tools. Shout out to the Millvale Community Library. Their tool library has a collection of over 900 hand and power tools for building, home maintenance, gardening, plumbing, cars even, bikes.
I am definitely going to head there. I was looking through their catalog, and I definitely want to pick up this detail sander that they have. A few weeks ago, I was at an estate sale and picked up this old-timey radio. It looks very vintage, but I was told it was not. It actually has a tape deck on the side.
Okay.
But that made me feel a little better about trying to paint it a new color. Since it's not really an antique, I kind of want to paint it a fun color.
Oh, that's so cool.
But, there's these really small areas I'm going to have to sand down to be able to repaint. And so this little detail sander they've got at the tool library there is going to be perfect. So I will maybe be the first in line to check out a new tool.
That's awesome. I love this because homeowning is a lot. Mallory, you can agree. And sometimes you don't have the space or the money to get every tool you could possibly need. So sometimes you also just have one special project that you won't need that tool ever again. Check out your local library. They might have a similar thing, or head out to Millville. They got it all.
So the thing I was shocked to learn that you can borrow is tons of cooking and baking tools. Once you're done with your home repair project, if you want to, move on into the kitchen. If you go to the Allegheny County Library's catalog, there's this section called Library of Things, and it has a category called Cooking and Baking. So you can just scroll through that and find like everything. There's waffle makers, ice cream makers, dinosaur-shaped cookie cutters, seashell-shaped chocolate molds. There are all kinds of chocolate molds in there. And there's also holiday-themed cookie cutters, like for Valentine's Day or Halloween, which to me makes a lot of sense because, like, why would you spend money on cookie cutters you'll only use once a year? You could just check them out from the library.
Yeah.
But my absolute favorite find here was the cake pan collection at Whitehall Public Library.
Okay.
Because it is extensive. Francesca, I'm sending you a link. I want you to open this and check out their inventory.
Oh, my goodness. There are so many. I had no idea there were even... Oh, my goodness. Wait, I got to read some of these. So we have, your classic butterfly, castle, a train, a Christmas tree. Wow. A fire truck, a horseshoe.
There's Dora, there's Elmo, there's Scooby-Doo. I had no idea that cake pans came in this many shapes and varieties.
This is where you need to go to make your next birthday cake for whatever, kid, adult in your life. There is literally something for everyone on here. I love this.
Today's episode is supported by Handmade Arcade. Our whole team loves shopping local, and one of our go-to events is back. Handmade Arcade's Holiday Market returns to the David L. Lawrence Convention Center in downtown Pittsburgh on December 5th and 6th. Pittsburgh's largest handmade shopping event is celebrating its 21st birthday, and you're invited to join the fun. Shop from over 290 makers and artisans offering gifts like gorgeous wood cheese boards, cute little parking chair stickers, jewelry, and so much more. In addition to incredible shopping, enjoy hands-on handmade, a creative space with free art making activities and live demos like glass blowing and screen printing. Tickets are pay what you can and registration is required. Want to beat the crowds? Snag paid tickets for the Friday night preview party on December 5th or early bird shopping on December 6th. For tickets and info, visit handmadearcade.org. This episode supported with help from the Frick Museums and Gardens. If you love seeing fancy houses decked out for Christmas, don't miss the Frick special Home for the Holidays at Clayton Tour. This winter, you can get a glimpse of holiday charm from the Gilded Age and learn about how people celebrated the holidays back then and how that might look a little differently whether you were a Frick family member versus one of their staff members. I always love going through the dining room. And on this limited time tour, you'll see recreations of the Frick's holiday meals. Other tour highlights include the Christmas tree with decor from its time and art from local students throughout the home. And crafts are another standout part of the Home for the Holidays tour because the curatorial team found some crafts made by Henry Clay Frick's wife and daughter, Adelaide and Helen. Home for the Holidays at Clayton Tours run Tuesday through Sunday from November 21st to January 4th. Get your tickets in advance because the holiday tour is always in high demand and days often sell out. Get your tickets now at thefrickpittsburgh.org.
Today's episode is sponsored in part by Family House. For families traveling here for medical care, the cost of food is just another expense to worry about. But Family House's daily healthy breakfast program takes away some of that stress, while also providing a little connection. The program's available to all Family House guests, and it provides nourishing meals, a welcoming space, and the chance to meet others facing similar medical challenges. But the cost of this meal program is going up. Family House needs your help. Every donation helps keep breakfast and the support it provides available to those who need it most. You can give at familyhouse.org/donate and save the date for Family House's Day of Giving. It's December 2nd on Giving Tuesday. Family House really is a home away from home for patients and caregivers here in Pittsburgh, and it's the preferred lodging partner for a lot of our healthcare systems here. So again, if you want to support their cause, head over to familyhouse.org/donate.
Francesca, what's your second pick for best library treasure?
Okay, so this one is actually a service. It's called the Recollection Studio. It's a DIY digitization lab where you can find hardware, software, and documentation to digitize VHS tapes or audio cassette tapes, documents, photographs, slides, negatives, all of those things to like preserve your family history, your memories. You know, it's really a part of the library's mission to preserve like community voices and history. I really wish I would have known about this before I tediously converted all of my family's home videos.
We digitized these incredible videos of my grandma in her younger years in these like amazing 50s fashion, like sauntering, like walking in this like sultry pose toward the camera.
That's
which was
beautiful.
a side of her I had not seen until my uncle got these digitized and showed them to us. But I think
Keep
he had
those
to
forever.
pay some money for that. It would have been nice to know that there was this free resource available to him to capture the foxy lady that my grandma was.
That's beautiful.
So I also went the service route for this pick and the family history route, I guess.
Okay.
The main branch of the Carnegie Library in Oakland, which is just like the most beautiful building.
Yeah.
It has a local history and genealogy section. And so you can book an appointment there to research your own family tree or just dig into the history of Pittsburgh, the history of Allegheny County. They have so much, like these old newspaper clippings that go back to the early 1900s. There's a microfilm collection that has census records and city directories, which I learned were like the old school phone books.
Cool.
Though I guess phone books themselves are old school now. So these are like the old school way you could look people up. There's also like books that can teach you how to do some of this, you know, genealogy yourself, like how to do cemetery research, which sounds cool.
Yeah.
And then there's this collection of more than 100,000 negatives and prints, so that, as they put it, you can get this like incredible visual history of our city.
That's so cool. I would love to look into my family. I mean, we've been here for a couple generations. We're pretty Pittsburgh, but you know, they were immigrants from Italy, and it would be really fun to dig into that.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want to do that, you know, if you make an appointment, there's staff on hand there that can help you with kind of the basics of going through all this material.
That's helpful.
But you can also book a one-on-one session with a librarian if you have sort of more in-depth research questions that you need help with.
That's so special.
Yeah. Francesca, what is your third pick?
So this one is kind of more than one, but I was delighted by how many hobbies you can fund with a library card. For starters, the Instrument Lending Library. Mm-hmm. They have synthesizers, beat makers, effect pedals, ukuleles, other recording equipment. If you're into making music, I think this is a great way to experiment and learn a new thing without committing to the purchase.
Listening to that list, I noticed that none of these instruments are things you put your mouth on, like
True.
No flutes, no clarinets. And I wonder if that was always the case or if that's a post-COVID thing. Like, I'm curious sort of what their sanitization process is for instruments. But it seems like, you know, you're in safe territory with the ukulele or an effect pedal.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think everyone's safe there. And then for folks who like sports and outdoors, there's a ton of equipment you can borrow. Pickleball, tennis racket set, bocce ball, cornhole, a fishing rod kit. You could literally try out a new hobby every week until you find something that you want to stick with.
I saw there's even a laser tag kit, which I didn't realize you could just bring laser tag home with you.
No idea.
They really have everything.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to stick with hobbies here. And like you, I kind of picked more than one. There is just this huge array of things you can check out. I saw you can borrow a pottery wheel, which is really wild to me.
What?
But I'm sticking with...
It's large.
I know.
I better tell my partner. He'd love that.
Yeah. I do wonder with some of this how you actually get it from the library to your home. But if you want something online that's a little easier to access, something really cool that your card gets you is access to this site called Creative Bug that has all these online craft tutorials. So you can learn quilting, embroidery, different kinds of bookbinding, how to sew a shirt.
Wow.
All these things I've always thought would be cool to learn, but I wasn't really sure where to start.
Yeah, and it can kind of be intimidating to start some of these things. So I think having these tools, for anyone, a variety of ages and skill levels, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. And then I don't want to leave out the youngins. And it turns out you can also borrow puppets from the library and American Girl dolls.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Which really would have come in handy back in the day when I really wanted Kirsten and my parents said that was too much money to spend on a doll.
Listen, those were expensive.
They were.
I had Samantha. Loved her. I wonder if she's in the library. Actually, wonder if I can donate my old dolls to the library lending. Would love for them to still continue to get some love today.
That's a great question. I mean, I feel like a lot of American Girl dolls met the fate of getting makeovers, haircuts, permanent makeup tattooed on their faces. So, but these ones must be in better shape if they're able to kind of make the rounds again and again. So I don't know. Cool. I just thought that was really cool that that's something you can borrow.
Awesome.
So before we go, I also just want to shout out the Rad Pass. If you've got a library card and you're over 18, you can use it to get free or discounted tickets to a bunch of cultural attractions, like all the Carnegie Museums, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, Pirates games. I totally forgot about the Rad Pass, and I just took some out-of-town visitors to the Warhol Museum.
Oh, no.
And I am kicking myself for not taking advantage, but
don't be like Mallory.
This episode is a good reminder. Yeah, don't be like me. Get your free or discounted tickets. Get your library card if you don't have one already, because it will open up a whole world of weed whackers and expensive dolls and cake pans to you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. To celebrate the United States' 250th birthday next year, the Carnegie Corporation of New York is giving each Carnegie library $10,000. And Andrew Carnegie founded libraries all over the country, not just here in Pittsburgh. So that is more than 1,600 libraries getting this money. And if this is getting you inspired to support a local organization, may I suggest CityCast Pittsburgh? You can become a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor for just $10 a month or $100 a year, and you can sign up at membership.citycast.fm. But if you do have $10,000 to drop us, please give me a call. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Talk to you then.
Miniature railroad fidget. Blah, 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 blah.